I'm Ali Arkady. I'm a photojournalist, artist, and then also filmmaker, and also teaching photography now with the Seven Academy. When I start working, and I was focusing about on stories, which is really ignored by media from long time ago, and really was important for me because I was feeling the people, feeling that a situation what they go through. And then for me, I start to get very, very deep and deep and deep. And I benefit a lot. And that stories and that project, when I follow, it's really affect my life in a way to be more resilient. I don't think I am resilient, but I think the people when I follow from long time project, I learn from them how could be I resilient. Like example, this project with Hussein Jamil Abdullah, which is he's a soldier, and how he is cross this big pain, which is when he's losing his leg during one handmade explosions in the way back to home. And then the example of these stories, and which is I spent 4 years, I see Hussein. It's really a resilient guy, and how he can keep continue to be optimistic and to make everyone around him happy and funny and loving with the joking with the joke or he tell to us even he was feeling pain every day. With this work, after a month or 2 months when I work, and we decide with my editor to publish some image in one French magazine, and then some organization they see and they hear these stories, and really they contact us, and we try to make a new leg for Hussein in order in case maybe he can walk very very early and he can go to see Hind in his house, and maybe his father he can accept Hussein again and see him as a real man. And then it's happening, and after a few months, that's happening. His father is accept, and he came back, and we had a big party in that night. And I think, in a way, it's kind of these stories. It's not even. It's really interesting to transfer it to the audio. I think the first is affecting the photographer because how much you will be honest with your work and with your patient, and to work from long time project without any result and without any budget, without any funding from any place. It's just you and with your project and with this, and there's no any place you aim to publish, and just it's a hope for change a life of the people. I think maybe I have a different way of for journalism because it could be for journalism more power to tell the stories or to tell to make strong image. Again we come back to the beginning. I think it's more important how we work on the project and we push it more deeply. Some places or some pupils maybe ethically they said, oh, you need to have a bit distance with the project, you need to not go very deeply. I think this is independent with the situation you are. Me, I'm Iraqi, I'm from this country. I think I feel it's important to go deep a bit with the projects when I need, because I need to tell the stories. I need to tell something which is ignored. Why is ignored if it's not important or if it's important? And then for me, also working in a historic way, historically, is not just about taking the project. make very good stories and publish in the way. I think it's important also you work for the next generation because this is important. Anyway, for me also the responsibility because during 100 years, 150 years, when the cameras appear, I think there's a lot of information. There's a lot of document is not exist anymore in Iraq, and also no one they care about that to took pictures and document, even with the politic systems which is they came to Iraq during this 100 years. And I was reading about that a lot, and then books, articles, and I'm saying, but that is really sad because our responsibility now it's record the history, record the time, feeling the time, intimate with the place. When I was in Iraq and when I start to feel heaviness in my body, in my shoulder, and brain. Yes, absolutely. When I come back to home every times, my wife she told me, "You are changed. Your feelings change. It's not same Ali we I know before." But I didn't know what's happened and what was that because maybe in Iraq with the health psychologically it's not it's hide and then we can't speak about this situation and express ourselves until when last events happened and then I came to Europe and then I start to face the situation step by step until when I get traumatized. And that point I feel it's really hard. And then I think it's that pain is more that pain we cannot explain it because it's very strong. It's related by your past and thinking about future and your recent event or your situation with your family. And then what I did here, and I remember myself with this quit. I'm saying, okay, let's make a scenario of documentary of my life. What I can do. I start grab my phone. I start to document. I start to document myself. How is my face? Document the emotion time. Selfie videos could be cry, could be feeling hard. Documenting my interviews with the TVs, with the times, how I look like in that time. And and I start to do some artistic journalism work and I mix together in a time. I cannot say it resilience, but I think 2019 when I get the prize from Free Place Unlimited, it was the name most resilient journalist. But what I need to say about this 5 or 6 years of my life, it changed my life a lot and it's add a lot of things to make me more strong and in the same times weak. Now I'm working on the project transferring my pictures in the stone with a new technique. I called it monolithography in the university, which is I finished. And why this stone, lithography stone, broken stone? Because I feel human like stone. We are very, very strong. In the same time, we are weak because the stone is very strong. But if you fill it down or it's if you had some big pressure or something on this stone will be broke and they will have different shape. What I did, how we can or bring back this shape in the life because Each stone they have his life. If it's broke, we need to put something in it as a memories. And then I accept my memory, I accept my life, and I accept to go through that. And I believe for a journalism, it's important and change a lot of things. And also, it's a big witness for future if we work and if we try to transfer it in an honest and true way.